Alright, what is up there guys, this is Cobb and welcome to the goddamn Dragonflight Destruction Warlock talent trees. Yes, my face is covering up some of them right now, that's because we're going to go over the other talents first on the left side of your screen. And real quick, gotta tell you, first impressions, cutting all of the bullshit, it's good. It's actually really good. I was only just lamenting today how bad of a place Destruction Warlocks have been for such a long time now, such that I just didn't play the game for years because, you know, I'm attached to this spec, man. I like it a lot, and it being garbage for so long and being so boring to play and being so Chaos Bolt centric in its damage in PvP, that was a contributing factor to me saying, you know what, I just don't want to play this damn video game anymore. Dude, a lot of shit has been fixed, a lot of stuff is back, and it's better than honestly I was hoping for. So, let's begin. Oh, before we begin, I'm going to be focusing most of my discussion on PvP, obviously, because PvP is what I do, but I will be taking a quick look at every single one of the talents so that, yeah, you can envision a PvE build if that's your thing as well. Starting off, Fell Domination is one of the tier 1 talents. This is obviously just resummoning your pet nice and quickly. This is going to be a must pick for basically every spec. Why not grab it as 1 point? Yeah, Curse of Enfeeblement grants access to the following abilities. It's Curse of Tongues and Curse of Exhaustion. No longer are these... oh, actually, yeah, never mind, fuck it. Speaks for itself, whatever, man. Burning Rush, and a talent that also slightly upgrades Burning Rush to be dealing a little bit less damage and give a bit more of a speed boost over here on the right side. As a PvPer, fuck this goddamn talent. Why is it still in the game? Maybe it's a thing in PvE. I really don't have a clue, man. Quick Fiends reduces the cooldown of Feldom by up to 1 minute. I think you can put 2 points in that, so that's grand, I guess. Skippable, again, for most PvPers. Demon Skin, you gotta spec into this at least, purely because, why? Spell Lock, dude. Spell Lock is now a talent. Now, I don't know what this means for the Fell Hunter pet. I don't know if you're both gonna have a Spell Lock. I don't know, dude. Like, are Blizzard gonna redesign the Fell Puppy, give it more utility, give it something different, maybe just give it a lower cooldown purge or something like that, or make its purge more powerful. It's Devour Magic. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but either which way, you can now run with a Succubus and still spell lock your enemies in Battlegrounds. So that's really interesting, man, from a PvP perspective. Next up, we have... oh, actually moving along a little bit. We have Fell Armor. When sword each absorbs damage, 10% of the damage taken is absorbed and spread out over until cancelled. Bit of a typo there, I think. Also reduces damage taken by a flat 3%. This is just grand, and you want to be picking this up in order to access either Howl of Terror or Mortal Coil. So neither of these abilities being made baseline, they are going to continue to be talents in a sense. Sucks a little bit, but it is what it is. And if you're going to be playing Destro in PvP, then more often than not, you're going to want to go for the Mortal Coil just because we can duplicate that shit with the Havoc. Right, next up we have Accrued Vitality. Because we've already covered these two. So Accrued Vitality, it kind of sucks, honestly. Drain life heals for 30% of the amount drained over 10 seconds. It's sort of whatever, but you are going to require it in order to unlock Demonic Circle and Demonic Gateway. So that's a thing. These are both talents. Little bit crappy that things that are already in the spellbook are just being turned into talents, but it's happened to a lot of other classes. I don't know, dude. Looking at this side of the talent tree, I gotta be real, I was really scared. I was like, oh god. Like, this is a bit bland. This is a bit boring. Like, it gets better, okay? The Destro tree is really good. Just stick with me for a little while longer, okay? We have Amplify Curse over here, which, as you can probably surmise by the fact I've spent 1 point at it, I do feel it is worth spending 1 point in because, well, it's just 1 point for a 30-second cooldown. Super powerful Exhaustion or Tongues, so that's grand. Demonic Embrace, increased stamina by 10%. That's like calling back to the really old school talent trees where Demonic Embrace by the same name, I believe, existed really earlier in the talent tree. And again, it's 1 point for 10% stam. It's just really good. Demonic Inspiration. Filling a soul shard increases the haste of your primary pet by 5% for 8 seconds. And I believe you can put 2 points in this. Oh wow, it's just a 1-pointer? Yeah, it's just a 1-pointer, dude. Ooh. Okay, interesting. Well, there you go, that's a thing. Wrathful Minion, filling a soul shard, increases the damage done by your primary pet by 5% for 8 seconds. Fine. Demonic Fortitude increases you and your pet's maximum health by 6%. Is that good for anybody at any time, for like any reason? I don't really know, man. Banish is also a talent now as well. Kinda garbage, however, you can spec into Greater Banish, which allows your Banish to impact undead as well. So yeah, you can actually banish things like Demon Hunter pets, and not Demon Hunter pets. Death Knight pets, and if the Death Knight pops something like Lichborn, if that still even exists, then you can actually banish the Death Knight, which is pretty interesting, I suppose, but besides that small amount of utility, it's not really going to impact PvP that much. On the next tree, we have Foul Mouth, which reduces the cooldown of Amp Curse by 10 seconds. Not that amazing in my opinion, to be honest, it's already 30-second cooldown. I don't feel like you need that so much. Next up, Desperate Power, Drain Life heals 50% more, while below 50% health. Maybe that's a thing for Effie. Don't really know. Sweet Souls! Your Healthstone, this is amazing. This is huge. Your Healthstone heals you for an additional 10% of your maximum health. So instead of 25%, that's 35%, man. That's a big ass fucking heal. Any party or raid member using a Healthstone also heals you for that amount. Insane. That's crazy. Yeah. So like your like arena partners can Healthstone for one another. In arena, that seems crazy to me, man. Next up, Lifeblood, when you use a Healthstone, gains 7% leech for 20 seconds. I think that's not so good, honestly, but there it is. Demonic Gateway, we've already covered. Nightmare, when fear ends. Oh, no, dude. My camera's blocking some crap. Let me just shrink myself down a little bit so I'm, like, not so in the way. There we go. When your fear ends, the target is slowed by, it's going to be up to 30% for 4 seconds with 2 points in that. Not bad, not amazing. There you go. The early talents are not that fantastic, to be honest. Nothing to really go crazy about, but whatever, man. It gets better as we go, right? Dark Pact, 1 minute cooldown. It's just the shield that it always has been. This tier right here, man, you got Demonic Durability or Strength of Will. And these both buff your Unending Resolve. So Unending Resolve can either reduce the damage taken, or your damage taken by an additional 15%. Not bad at all. Or Demonic Durability to reduce the cooldown of Unending Resolve by roughly about 30% or 45 seconds. So both really, really strong talents. Honestly, I'm not sure which of these is better. I'm tempted to say that the reduced cooldown of Unending Resolve is probably better in rated PvP, whereas Strength of Will is probably better for more casual stuff like BGs, duels, whatever, you know. And probably PvE as well, to be honest. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see who picks what with that one, depending on your playstyles. Shadow Fury is also a talent as well, and it branches off into either Shadow Flame or Dark Fury. Dark Fury still fucking sucks. I was really hoping that it would make Shadow Fury instant cast like in the days of old, but alas, it just reduces the cooldown, so it's still trash. You know, get Shadow Flame instead. Pretty much always going to go for Shadow Flame instead, to be honest. Slowing enemies by 70%, and then, you know, like portaling away or something is going to be really, really strong. Nice little escape tool. Good stuff. And then even more interestingly, okay, we won't get to there just yet, actually. I was getting ahead of myself a little bit here with the Soulburn, but we'll get to that in just a second. Let's finish off the rest of this tier. So we have Grimoire of Synergy. The damage done by you or your demon has a chance to grant the other one 10% increased damage for 15 seconds. So it's just grand, approximately 3 procs per minute. So yeah, 3 procs per minute, actually. That's so So for 45 seconds out of the minute, you just have a passive 10% damage buff, as long as your pet is hitting something. That seems pretty good, man. That seems pretty nice, honestly. It's just fine. Next up over here, we have Claw of Endereth. Drain life now channels 30% faster and restores health 30% faster. Maybe not bad for Affliction. And over here, we have a choice between Ichor of Devils, which is Dark Pact, now only sacks 5% of your current health for the same shield value. Or reduce the cooldown of Dark Pact by 15 seconds, making it only a 45-second cooldown. Honestly, these are both really excellent. Really, really hard to say, again, which one is going to be best. I think that Ichor of Devils will probably be better for a casual PvP build. Things like Battlegrounds, solo PvP, solo skirmishes, whatever the hell it is you're doing. Solo arenas, you know. Whereas Frequent Donor is probably better in, like, rated 3v3s. Just got a hunch. We'll see how it turns out. Next tier we have Teachings of the Black Harvest, which basically buffs up your pet by a bit. For example, Fell Hunter reduces the cooldown of your Purge by 5 seconds, or the Succubus reduces the cooldown of Seduction by 10 seconds. Kind of good stuff. Next up we have Soul Link. Oh yes, Soul Link is back, boys. So hell, maybe this old... oh no, that's not the goddamn health funnel talent. There isn't a health funnel talent. Also, keeping your pet alive is actually going to matter, is what I'm trying to say. But really, really cool stuff. Soul Link is back. Grand. Nice and tanky. Soulburn is also making a return. I think that this was last a thing in Cataclysm, I'm going to say. Did it actually... Was it only in Cataclysm that we had Soulburn? It might have been. So Soulburn basically empowers whatever next ability you use. That would be Soulburnable. Demonic Circle Teleport with Soulburn increases your movement speed by 50% and makes you immune to snares and roots for 8 seconds. It obviously costs a soul shard. It's just fucking amazing. Like, this Soulburn, like Demonic Circle Teleport with Soulburn, combining that shit with Shadow Flame to kite people out is going to be so good, so useful in like all walks of PvP. It's going to be grand. It also empowers Drain Life, Demonic Gateway, which allows you to cast the Gateway instantly, so if you don't get it off for whatever reason, in the middle of an arena, for example, you get gripped or whatever, you can actually just get off a Panic Gateway with a Soulburn if you really have to. Nice stuff. You also can Soulburn a Health Funnel, man, to like tunnel heal your pet really, really fast. And most importantly, you can Soulburn a Health Stone to make it basically a massive fucking healing cooldown, right? Increases the healing of your Health Stone by 30%, and increases your max health by 20% for 12 seconds, dude. That's so huge, man. So honestly, like, just imagine this, picture this, right? You're in threes, you're getting trained, your healer's just been hodged or whatever, and you pop a Soulburn Health Stone to increase your max health and to basically top yourself up, and then you go ahead and pop your Sacrificial Pact as well, Dark Pact, sorry. That shield is going to be ludicrously massive. Like, there's just no way you're going to die, man. Unless it's like triple deeps and the pop and everything, you know? That's just crazy to me. That's so good, man. Okay, working over on this side again, we have Pact of the Imp Mother. Each time your primary pet or Grimoire sack deals damage, their damage is increased by 1% up to 5%. I think that fucking sucks, honestly. I think that's just really bad. Always. Yeah, I think that's trash. Soul Conduit. Every soul shard you spend has a 15% chance to be refunded. Same as always as exists in the tree right now. I think this is just good for pretty much every spec and every walk of life, given that you can still reach these last 2 talents and still put 2 into Soul Conduit, seemingly is no matter what spec. So I think that's just amazingly good. Next along we have Pact of the Annihilan. Affliction. This makes your Seed of Corruption deal 5% more damage to targets affected by corruption. I guess, like PvE, AoE. I suppose. Rain of Fire deals 5% additional damage to enemies afflicted by Immolate. Same thing. Yeah. Next up we have Inquisitor's Gaze. Summons an Inquisitor's Eye that attacks your enemies for 1 hour. Now I can only assume that this ability isn't working properly, isn't tooltipped properly. I don't know how this works just yet at this point in time, and as such I've just put 1 point in it because it sounds funny and it sounds cool, and it unlocks Decimating Bolt, which we all know and love right now in Shadowlands, right? It's just a decent ability for pretty much every spec, so there it is. We have Pact of the Eradar over on the far right here, where, okay, I'm not cutting off the tooltip, grand. Affliction, Malefic Rapture increases the damage of agony by 10% for 6 seconds. Okay. Cool, decent, fine. And Chaos Bolt increases the damage of Immolate by 10% for 6 seconds as well. It's all grand, it's all fine, it's not that amazing, nothing to really write home about, but it does unlock the glory that is Dimensional Rifts. Now, the only thing I'm upset about as a die-hard Destruction Warlock player is that any spec is now going to have access to the glory that is Dimensional Rifts. Dude, this ability made Legion tolerable, man. When I was sweating over artifact power, getting my ass kicked in arenas, whatever the hell it was, you know, Dimensional Rift just brightened up my day. So I hope that they bring it back exactly how it was in Legion, right? Rips a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target. It actually generates soul shard fragments. Doesn't cost them, it generates them. And it has 3 charges, each with a 45-second recharge. So the way it worked in Legion is it used to spawn either a Shadow Bolt Rift, which kind of pew-pewed people over time for roughly like Incinerate-ish damage, or like Shadow Bolt damage. It had a pew-pew portal, which was basically like a Channel Demon Fire, which my face is in the way of. It was basically like a Channel Demon Fire, with lots of little noodles pew-pewing them, you know. Very, very good for base damage. And for even more base damage, it could RNG into a Chaos Rift, which is like a green rift that spewed out like a mini Chaos Bolt, you know. for like a big single burst of damage. So it was just flavoursome, it was juicy, it was cool, it was sweet, it was sick, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and I'm so pleased that they're bringing that son of a gun back because it was so much fun to use. Okay, now for the section that y'all have been waiting for, man. Here it is, dude. The goddamn Destro build. Oh my god. I'm excited. I'm wiggly. Let me tell you, it's fucking great, okay? So first of all, you have to spend a point in Case Vault, which... this got me worried right off the bat. I was like, bro, are they making it so Destro only does damage with Case Vault again? Is like Case Vault going to be the only button that fucking matters for Destro? Which I know really isn't the case. Like, you got Decimating Bolt and Incinerate spam and stuff in Shadowlands, and like, I get it, fine. But still, Case Vault still feels like the backbone of the build, and I fucking hate that. It's not like that though, dude. You can, oh man, oh, dude, let's just get through it, okay? So Case Vault's there, same as always. We all know Case Vault. Conflagrate, same shit as always, right? It also says reduces the cast time of your next Incinerate or Case Vault by 10%. Sorry, by 30% for 10 seconds. So that's cool. It also just gives like a passive backdraft charge. I guess you just get one charge, but that's fine. Havoc is the same as we always remember. However, you can also spec into Mayhem, which is like a passive version of Havoc, which I guess is going to be more of a thing in PvE because then you don't have to spend a global reapplying the Havoc. But yeah, your single target spells have a 25% chance to strike a nearby enemy for 60% of the normal initial damage. So for PvE, I think that this is going to be the go-to, without a doubt. Just spending a global on Havoc and having to refresh it, and it only lasting for 10 seconds, sucks compared to this, really. So yeah, but for PvP, you're going to want to spec into the regular Havoc just because doubling up on your mortal coils is so important. So yeah, that's that. Also, just to kind of cover this side down here, we have like a bunch of AoEs, right? A bunch of AoE build stuff where Rain of Fire is also a thing that you need to spec into now, so as a PvPer you can skip this completely. That trails off into Pyrogenics. Enemies affected by your Rain of Fire take 5% increased damage from your fire spells, and that branches off into either Infernal or Cataclysm. Neither of which are that important for PvP, but Infernal, Rain of Fire damage is increased by 20% and has a 20% chance to generate a Soul Shard Fragment, and Cataclysm, again, we all know as it exists in the game right now. Don't think it really takes too much explaining. I think Infernal is also a talent as well, but it's boring as hell and it's PvE, so woo! I'm not that familiar with it, so that's why I read it. Sorry. Okay. Trailing on down from the Conflagrate, we have Backdraft. Conflagrate reduces the cast time of your next Incinerator as well by 30%. 2 charges. Very, very nice. Very, very lovely. Trailing on over this way, we have Reverse Entropy. Your spells have a chance to grant you 15% haste for 8 seconds. Always good. You can also choose between this and Internal Combustion, which is the same as it is in the game right now, with Case Vault consuming a bit of your Immolate to deal it as instantaneous damage, which I think sucks. Or at least it sucks a lot in PvP. So yeah, Reverse Entropy all the way, right? Down here, this is where things start to get crazy. This is where things start to get nuts, man. This is where I start to get excited. This is where I start to get wiggly. This is where I start to look forwards to Dragonflight Arena. And I just start praying to God that they're not going to ruin the expansion with some borrowed power horseshit, and they just let us play the game and play PvP and just stop ruining shit with random men. Conflagrate gains an additional charge, okay? Amazing, dude. I mean, that's so good. I'm just imagining it in my head right now. That's so good, man. Double charges on Conflagrate. Very, very lovely. What else we got over here, man? Combusting Engine. Conflagrate increases the remaining Immolate damage by 8% until your Immolate expires or is refreshed. That's fine. Not that amazing, but it's fine. Further along the tree, we have Soulfire. Burns the enemy's soul, dealing a shitload of damage. Also generates a shard, applies Immolate. Yeah, it's just Soulfire. Probably not going to go for this for rated PvP builds, but there it is. Might be fun in Battlegrounds. A little bit further along, we have either Pandemonium or Cry Havoc. Both of these kind of suck, in my opinion, but just to read them out for y'all, we have Pandemonium. Havoc lasts 3% longer, and your Mayhem has a higher percentage chance to trigger. So I think this is just better for PvP because the extra Havoc duration is just fine, I suppose. And Cry Havoc just isn't that good, right? When Case Vault damages a target afflicted by Havoc, it explodes, dealing like half damage to enemies within 8 yards. 8 yards is a very, very short range within PvP, and the AoE doesn't matter so much. PvE, this might be really, really good, but Pandemonium definitely for PvP. And we want to go this, by the way, because we have to unlock Backlash further on. Oh, yes. Backlash is back, ladies and gentlemen. Something I've been asking for like 8 years and had totally given up hope on. There it is. Dude, I'm so stoked, man. Anyway, improved Immolate. Increase the duration of Immolate by 6 seconds. The only reason we're speccing into this is because we need Chaos Shards, which is fantastic for a couple of reasons, man. I'm going to get into in just a little bit. Over here we have Channel Demon Fire. Nothing different there. Here we have Shadowburn, man. This is the same as before. 2 charges. Deals good damage, 160% of spell power, and has increased crit chance on targets that are low. So that's very, very cool. And then down from this, we have Conflagration of Chaos. Things are starting to get crazy now. So not only do we have Conflagration of Chaos, which, by the way, Conflagrate and Shadowburn have a 50% chance to guarantee your next cast of the ability to critically strike and increase its damage by your critical strike chance, dude. So it's an empowered, guaranteed crit on either Conflag or Shadowburn with a 50% proc rate. That's 2 instant cast abilities, man, that have 2 charges each on like 10 and 12 second cooldowns, man. That is crazy as hell. That is insane. Combine that shit with Dimensional Rifts, and for the first time in a long-ass time, Destruction Warlocks actually have a way to deal moderate instant cast damage in PvP, man. I could cry, dude, at those words, at that phrase. I could literally cry, man. That's so fucking crazy, dude. That's so good. Like, this alone is so, like, this little segment here made my night, man. And then this over here, but fucking crazy, man. Okay, so let's work. Okay, and then with Backlash as well, dude. Increase your crit strike chance by 4%. Physical attacks against you have a 25% chance to make your next Incinerate instant cast. Instant cast incinerates. And by the way, it's been confirmed in a blue post that Shadowbolt and Incinerate are actually going to deal real damage again. They're not just going to be little pieces of shit, right? They're not just going to be little noodles that you kind of throw out to build soul shards to get off a Chaos Bolt. They're actually going to be real abilities again, you know? Which, oh, dude. Like, I've been asking for that for so long as well, man. Like, Incinerate needs to actually do something, dude. Fair enough, make it a little bit harder to get off. You know, make it a little bit, make Chaos Bolt a little bit weaker if you have to. Just make the Incinerate do something. Don't make it so that Chaos Bolt is the only, is the backbone of the spec, man. It's just not fun in PvP. I don't know how it is in PvE. I don't know what PvE's perspectives are on this. I'm really interested to hear them, actually. But in PvP, it sucks having all your damage rely on pretty much one ability. Yeah. So this is just great. Anyways, working along these talents here, which I completely skipped over. Your Incinerate and Conflagrate cast on targets that have 50% or less health. Reduce the cooldown of Soulfire by 5 seconds. Very, very interesting. More on this a little bit later, man. I've got some specs up at the top of the screen that I'm going to tab over. Some possible builds that I would love to test out if I had alpha, but we don't, so hey. That I think you guys might be interested in. Anyways. Rolling Havoc. Each time your spells duplicate to a Havoc target, gain 2% increased damage for 8 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. So, it's a moderate amount of damage, like, damage buff, man. That's like 20% damage for 8 seconds. If you can get it, like, stacked to max. That's really not that bad, man. And that's like every Havoc cast as well that you can do that in. And you gotta think, when you're spamming out all of these instant cast spells into your Havoc target, like, this is gonna stack up really, really quickly, man. So Rolling Havoc, I thought it was kind of garbage when I first looked at it, but you'll be able to stack this very, very quickly. Like, this would be really, really bad with current Destro in PvP, but with all of these instants, it actually works now, man, so that's grand. Fire and Brimstone. Incinerate now hits all enemies near your target for a little bit of damage, same as always. And Chaos Shards. This is fantastic. When you fill up a Soul Shard, you have a small chance to generate an additional full Soul Shard over 2 seconds. This is amazing. This is amazing. Why? You're going to be spamming Shadowburn on cooldown, man. That's why, dude. So you're going to need all of the shards that you can get, right? So, yeah. Just really, really good stuff. Over here, we have Raging Demon Fire. Channel Demon Fire fires extra bolts. Sure. We've already covered Conflagration of Chaos. We've already covered Backlash. Over here, we have a pretty good talent, honestly, that I didn't pick in this just mock-up build. I've just picked random talents here, by the way. Just to make it a bit more colourful for you all. But over here we have Flashpoint. When your Immolate deals periodic damage to a target with high health, gain 2% haste for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. You can put 2 points in this, making it 4% haste, stacking up to 3 times. So total of 12% haste, man, is really not bad. So if you're going to go for like a Chaos Bolt centric build, or maybe even a Soulfire centric build, this could be really, really cool, man. There it is. Yeah, there it is. That's all I've got to say, actually. Next up, we have Ruin, which is really sweet as well. Increases the damage of your Conflag, Channel Demon Fire, Shadowburn, and Soulfire by 20%. You can put 2 points in this, scaling it up to 20%. Really, really nice, man. So this is if you want to go like a more fire-based Destro build, I suppose. I guess you could go this with like a Shadowburn build as well, but definitely if you're going anything into Soulfire, then you're definitely going to want to pick up Ruin. Eradication Chaos Bolt increases the damage you deal to the target by 10% for 7 seconds. Same as always. Ashen Remains. This one's apparently fantastic. I've spoken to Reverence. He's also on YouTube, man. Reverence, the Warlock player. And he reported that Ashen Remains is pretty fucking good, right? Chaos Bolt and Incinerate deal 10% increased damage to targets afflicted by Immolate. Yeah, apparently it's just grand. Next up we have Grimoire of Sack. This is the same as always. I'm not sure if you sacrifice a Fell Hunter with this, and you've already spec'd into Spell Lock. What does that mean? What does the Fell Hunter do for you if you're already spec'd into Spell Lock in the main tree? I don't know, man. Next up we have Summon Infernal. Summons Infernal from the Trysting Nether. Same as always, drop the Infernal, spawns you a load of Soul Shards. Very, very good stuff. This is pretty much going to be a must pick, I think, for like all Warlock builds, but there it is. Embers of the Diabolic. Incinerate now generates 100% additional Soul Shard fragments. Very, very cool. Probably worth a point for most builds. And over here we have an incredible talent. This one is amazing. This one is going to be a pick for, again, all builds. No fucking way, man. People don't pick this shit up. At least in PvP. PvE, not so sure, but PvP, Ritual of Ruin is fantastic, man. Every 15 Soul Shards spent grants Ritual of Ruin, making your next Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire consume no shards and have his cast time reduced by 50%, dude. Oh my god. That is crazy. So you get yourself a couple of goddamn haste procs, right? And then get a backdraft up. You're casting a Chaos Bolt in like 0.8 seconds, man. With Ritual of Ruin. And as if that wasn't enough, go down a little bit further. Ritual of Ruin requires 5 less Soul Shards spent. I mean, that's crazy. That's so good. That's so good, man. It actually makes Chaos Bolt not feel garbage to use. In PvP. That's amazing, man. I love it. Okay. Heading on over here, we have Crashing Chaos. Summon Infernal reduces the Soul Shard cost of your next 3 casts of Chaos Bolt, Shadowburn, or Rain of Fire by 1. Seems grand. Maybe this is really, really good for PvE. PvP, not so sure that this one is that important to pick up, but there it is. You can put 2 points into this to make your next 6 casts of Chaos Bolt, Shadowburn, or whatever, cost 1 less Soul Shard as well, so that's just something to consider. Over here we have Infernal Brand. Your Infernal's melee attacks cause its target to take 15% increased damage from its immolation, stacking up to 15 times. Very, very lovely. I think that, I mean, it could be a thing in PvE, I suppose. PvP, probably not worth it. Immolate, easily dispelled. Not really something to be relied on for damage. But if you do pick down those and go down this way, you can choose between Reign of Chaos or Wilfred's Sigil. So I think both of these are things or talents and effects that already exist, but just to rattle them off real quick. Reign of Chaos, while your Infernal is active, every Soul Shard you spend has a 15% chance to summon an additional Infernal that lasts for 8 seconds. That's actually really, really nice. I think that this was a build for a while in Shadowlands, if the streams I've watched it to be believed. So it's interesting. And definitely a possible thing to consider with a Chaos Bolt heavy build. Or you can go Wilfred's Sigil, which is every Soul Shard you spend reduces the cooldown of Summon Infernal by 1.5 seconds. Both really, really good, but I don't think reducing the cooldown is going to be that important compared to, like, if you're going a Chaos Bolt build, and I'm considering PvP here, obviously. PvE, this is probably inverted, but for PvP, I think that Reign of Chaos is probably better, just because maximum fucking base damage is what's going to net you the kills in Arena if you go a Chaos Bolt build. I don't know why you would go Chaos Bolt build. Maybe it'll be like really super OP, but whatever, man. We're more on that in just a little bit. So over here we have Power Overwhelming. Consuming Soul Shards increases your mastery by, you can put 2 points in this, by 1% for 10 seconds for each shard spent. Gaining a stack does not refresh the duration, however. I don't think that this is that great. I think that's really weak, actually, but there you go. Over here we have Madness of the... Chaos Bolt increases the damage of Chaos Bolt by 25% for 4 seconds, and reduces the cast time of Chaos Bolt by 20%. 4 seconds. Dude. So the first Chaos Bolt you get off can just be Ritual of Ruin. Nice and fast, you get it off guaranteed. Then for 4 seconds, holy shit, man. They better have interrupts and stuns ready to stop you from just absolutely spamming the shit out of Chaos Bolts, man. With like a Chaos Bolt heavy build, you know? Because this is crazy, dude. This is crazy. It works with Shadowburn as well, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good. Not even close, actually. Because Shadowburn's a 12-second cooldown. It doesn't make a lot of sense to only have a Shadowburn damage buff for 4 seconds. Like, you'll get off 1 benefit from that, whereas Chaos Bolt, you can be like a fucking machine gun. But yeah. Chaos Incarnate! Chaos Bolt, Rain of Fire, and Shadowburn always gains maximum benefit from your mastery chaotic energies. This is really, really cool. I just think that you have to go through some garbage in order to get there, and I don't think it's always going to be worth it anyway. When you can go for Avatar of Destruction instead as a Chaos Bolt build. So, yeah, I don't think it's worth it for the Shadowburn build. I don't think it's quite good enough for the Chaos Bolt build, personally. I mean, maybe you could drop the Infernal and go for it, but that seems a little bit whack as well. I don't know, man. Oh, like, the current builds that I have here, again, I just kind of placeholders to make the thing more colourful, but... Master Ritualist. Oh, we've already covered that. Ritual Rune requires 5 less Soul Shards spent. And Burn to Ashes. Chaos Bolt and Rain of Fire increase the damage of your next 2 incinerates by 15%, stacking up to 4 times. So you can actually go like a pretty heavy, hardcore incinerate build and just spam the shit out of incinerates, man, and get a lot of value out of that. That's going to be really interesting to see how that pans out. I'm just not quite sure then you would get... I don't know, man. Maybe it could work. Maybe it could work. It would be really, really nice if I had alpha and I could actually test these things out for you all, but there it is. Avatar of Destruction. When Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire consumes a charge of Ritual of Ruin, you summon a Blasphemy for 8 seconds. Don't know what a Blasphemy is. Someone said that it was like an extra little Infernal or Demon Spawn or something that you summon for a while. So yeah, the more Soul Shards you're spending, the more Ritual of Ruin procs that you're getting, the faster Chaos Bolts you're getting. I don't know, I could just see like the raw DPS of a build like this, particularly in things like Battlegrounds or even RPGs, just being absolutely off the charts and completely ludicrous. So yeah. There it is, man. Now, to quickly kind of pan over some builds that I have got prepared over here, we have a potential Soulfire build, man. Oh, dude. So this might be the kind of build that I would run, for example, in Dragonflight, recording in Battlegrounds, trying to nail 2v1 clips and stuff like that. And it's very, very reliant on, I mean, getting off the occasional Chaos Bolt, I suppose. You can see we're still spec'd into the double Shadowburn because that's just so fucking OP. Like, honestly, it's so OP, man. It's so insane. That's so good. Oh, God. Let it be good. But yeah, we also spec into the Soulfire for a crazy amount of damage. I spec into a couple of pet talents over on this side of the tree to reduce the cooldown of pet seduce and stuff like that. And we go really, really heavy into the Infernal and Reign of Chaos and all of that good shit. We also make sure to spec into Ruin to increase Soulfire damage and just see how it works out, man. This is a build that I'm pretty excited to try out. So yeah, I thought I'd share that one really, really fast before moving on to the build that I am actually the most stoked about, man. And this is just the fucking Shadowburn build, dude. This is just the goddamn Shadowburn build. That's all it is. And this is probably what I would be looking to... Like, if on day 1 Dragonflight, I was going in blind, this is the spec I would make to play 3v3 Arena. If I was going to be playing some Arena action, this is what it would be all about, right? Again, big emphasis on the improved conflagrate and the conflagration of chaos and the Shadowburn spam. Really just doubling down on instant cast damage with this build. We do go into the Infernal, obviously, because this is too OP not to do. Same thing with the Ritual of Ruin. A fast cast Chaos Bolt is just fine. It's just good. Just something that you want to be able to knock out to finish a target off, if it's going to be that fast of a cast time anyway. And yeah, what else do we have over here? We also go down into Power Overwhelming. And we do go into Chaos Incarnate as well. So again, consuming soul shards increases your mastery by 1% for 10 seconds. So we're going to be looking to get off the occasional Chaos Bolt, spam the shit out of Shadowburns, right? And just keep our mastery as high as we can. And then spec into Chaos Incarnate as well. Just to really power up the Shadowburns and make it benefit maximally from mastery. And that's it. So this is just a build that literally, it just it might not be enough damage. It might not be enough damage, but it really focuses a lot on just getting the most out of instant casts. And to be honest, I had so much success in Legion in 3v3s, playing a build that was just really, really focused on instants. So this just looked really, really good to me. So that's that, man. And next up, we obviously have a Chaos Bolt build, which we've already kind of looked at, I think, with the first tree, where, yeah, we're just focusing on Avatar of Destruction, man. And honestly, we could shuffle some of these points around a little bit more as well. Oh, God, how could we shuffle these points around? Because, I mean, you really want to get... where is it, man? Oh, you can't spec into both of them, look. Oh, dude, I don't know, man. It's going to be really intriguing to see what people come up with, but there's definitely a huge number of builds. We're talking Soulfire builds, we're talking goddamn Shadowburn and instant cast focus builds, you know. Mastery. I don't know whether Mastery or Crit is going to be the stat that we stack and that we try to prioritize in Dragonflight. That's going to be interesting to see how that pans out with Chaos Incarnate, you know. Given that the Destro Mastery right now can be very, very hit or miss, so making it consistent with Chaos Incarnate could be really, really interesting too. But alright, man. I've rambled on for long enough in this goddamn video, but these are some of the builds that I'd be looking to try out, man, if I did indeed have alpha. So, what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think of the builds? What do you guys think of the specs? For me, again, the left side over here, I was a little bit underwhelmed until we got to Shadowflame and Soulburn, and the Dimensional Rifts. So, there's a lot of big wins in here. A lot of it is kind of a little bit depressing. To just see spellbook things being put in the talent trees. But it's whatever, I guess. Again, I'm really intrigued to see what they do with the Fell Puppy. And the Destro tree, I couldn't realistically be happy with this. You know, I know that some people wanted Fell Flame to come back, and that's going to be something that Destro looks asking for forever, but I don't think it's going to come back, man. If it ain't coming back now, then it's never going to come back, and I was never really that hopeful about it. It wasn't that important to me as a really old school Destro player. Like, fuck it. I'm rambling. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, either here or on the live stream, which is linked down below as well. So, cheers, everybody. Ta-ta. And farewell.